Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. This week's project is a figured maple bow blank that I cut in half and adding some stripes to the middle of that. So here I'm doing the glue up and you can see the different kinds of wood there. It's purple heart, maple, and wenge. So I glued all this up and let it dry for, it probably was a little over 24 hours. Not that it needed that long, but being pretty generous with the glue. And this is Type Bond 3, and everything that I use in the video will be linked in the video description if you're interested in checking it out. Most of them, not all, but are affiliate links, which means if you purchase anything, I get a small commission, sometimes just a few cents. So while it's not sponsored by any of these products, it does help me out if you click those links, and if you're going to buy something, it doesn't cost you any more at all by using those. Sometimes less, actually. So using a wood worm screw here, putting it on the worm screw and tightening it up on the chuck. So starting off with the Carter & Son bowl gouge, it is a little at a round, obviously, because I took a round blank and cut it in half and added more wood. And if you noticed, the stripes in the wood didn't go all the way to the top of, it was a 2.5 inch blank, and that was on purpose, so you'll see why in a little bit. I'm not really making a full-size bowl, it's more of a plate slash dish, if you will. And I have a little surprise at the end, a product that New Air sent me that you can get your own, and it's not your typical product, what you'd think. Every shop needs one. Every shop should have one. So check it out and find out how you can get yours at a discount. Stick around until the end. Thank you. Starting to round over the corners here and working on the bottom. I'm going to be making a foot or a recess mortise. Trying to take as little as material as possible off of the bottom because I don't have a lot of height on the top of what will be the dish. Really want that stripe and those different colors to be sort of the center point. Using the skew chisel here to make the foot mortise. And for sanding here, I sanded from 80 all the way up to 400 grit. Using denatured alcohol to clean the surface before applying the sanding sealer. And I do get a lot of questions about this sanding sealer that I use because I've mentioned in some of my videos that it's thinned down. I use the Zinsser's brand sanding sealer, 60% of that to 40% denatured alcohol. And again, links to everything in the video description. So applying one coat of sealer here, and that's all I ever apply is one coat. With the Axe products, that's really all that's recommended. You don't need any more than that. And between the sealer and putting the axe on, I just use a steel wool pad to denib it. And a little bit of the air gun there. And starting with the Axe abrasive paste. If you're interested in trying Axe, use code PF10 at axewoodpaste.com and you'll get 10% off your order. And the Axe polishing paste is the next step. So very easy to use, just apply a thin coat. I probably put a little too much on here. And then buff in and buff off. It leaves a really, really nice finish. So you can see there a little bit the sort of the blank at the top, which is going to be turned out till I get down to the Padauk and Wenge wood, the stripes. And I know I could have used a thinner bow blank and had less waste, but I didn't have anything that was quite thin enough. Everything else was pretty thick, 3 inches or over. So at 2.5, this was the best I could come up with at the time. So update on the bet with my brother. If you've been following along, you know that I have a bet with my brother that I can get to 20,000 subscribers on this channel before Halloween, October 31st of this year, meaning this month. And if you have looked, you would know that I am losing, sorely losing. So if you have any sympathy for me whatsoever, and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. It would help me keep my pride with my brother, I guess, and save me $100. So as you can see here, getting down to the different types of woods. And you can kind of start to see the plate or the dish shape take shape there. A little bit of a round over on the rim. And then trying to get the curve going into the bowl just right. Or not bowl, but plate. I make a lot of bowls. I always refer to them as bowls, but this is definitely more of a plate. Sanding again here, same as the outside of the project. Sanding and then denatured alcohol, sanding sealer, and then the Axe products. So I believe some of you have been waiting for a shop tour, and it should be coming up in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. If you're still interested, let me know, because if not, I will not do that. But I'd be happy to if everyone is still interested. Let me know in the comments if you don't mind. The Axe abrasive paste at this step, same as the outside, applying it and rubbing it in and buffing it off. Next step, polishing paste. So don't go just yet. There are photos coming up at the end, but also, as I mentioned earlier in the video, you get to see a beer froster. There's a link in the video description about how to get yours at a discount from New Air. So there's the finished product. And I'm going to shut up now so you can see this cool beer froster. That's my kind of beer right there. Diet Coke, if you're watching, I'd love to have a sponsor.